Hi, I'm Juan Chaitanyas from Philippines, 34 years old. I'm IRATA level 3. My experience of this work is 17 years old, 17 years, I guess. Yeah, something like that. I'm not good acting. I'm not good actor, bro, you know? Ako si Juan Chaitanyos, 34 anyos. IRATA level 3. My experience sa trabaho na to is 17 years, I guess, sa mga ganyan. Inspired to be a robotics technician. Number one, because of poverty of to our country, you cannot get a high wage if you just work a normal job. If you work like a technician, they will give you more because the job is something different or unique that they never know how to make it. That's why they give more wage. Yeah. Yo, good morning guys. Today is Wednesday. We had a good weather to do this window cleaning. Yeah. We do our toolbox checklist, body check. Since this is our tradition, before we work, we need to check everything, especially the weather. Before we start, we need to be sorted everything. So now we are happy to do our job. We are three in the team today, and this is Todd Sapon from Thailand, Juan Choi from Philippines, and Kishore from Nepal. Three different countries, rock and roll. See you guys.
Nice, bro.
Have a good day. Yeah, and I remember when I started this job is I had heaps of friends. They are drinking every week, and I don't know where they get that money. And then I was broke that time. I was street hustler. You know what I mean? And then someday they invite me. Hey, Juan Chai, come here, let's drink. And then they catch up, chatting. And then I asked them, how did you get that money? Yeah, and just come with us next time. And then my first job is was helper. And then when you are a helper, you need to pull up all the ropes. Even there are 20 in the building, you need to pull up all the ropes. You need to prepare all the buckets, everything. And you need to go down, hold the ropes to not go anywhere. Yeah, and then I feel apprentice right this time. I feel apprentice. And then I will decide, hey, I will jump in the rope. Yeah, and just like that. Yeah, that's my first job. I remember. Happened with the guys. I've been two different countries before I came here in New Zealand, but my original is Philippines. I started right there before, and then some Arab guy was contact us that if we want to work to Saudi Arabia, and then yeah, they bring me they bring us there, and then but in the beginning, the life in Saudi Arabia was enjoying, yeah, because new country, yeah, a new age. But the second months or years, it's terrible. They treat us like animals. They treat us like horse that you need to work 24 hours, 17 hours, and then we go back in Philippines to rest. Yeah, but the poverty in Philippines, you know, it's not a good country to make your dream come true. That's why we decided again to go overseas. I'm lucky I have cousin. His name is Roming. He was in Qatar before, and then he was bring me to Qatar that time, and then yeah, we're lucky. The company is good to their employee. That we feel different, like unlike in Saudi Arabia. And then we're growing up. Our expense is growing up. I have a son. I need to make more money. That's why we decided again to go in the West Country, like here in New Zealand. Yeah, the salary is good. Yeah, in Philippines, similar building that we hanging is like 80 story, 60 story, 40 story, but mostly in that building there's no anchor point access. You need to create your own access anchor point, especially in structure above the roof. You need to find. If you don't know how to identify the anchor point, they will not allow you to hang, because number one, our rules in Philippines, you need to identify the anchor point. And then in Saudi Arabia, this is the same. Make your own anchor point. We're working 90 stories. Building design is crazy, you know. A lot of underhang, a lot of incline, a lot of impossible access actually that you need to make it. If you cannot make it, your boss gonna break your phone. Yeah, that's crazy. This is not like a story. This is a real life happened to me before in Saudi Arabia. And then the weather. You are working in this. I've experienced. You are working in 90 story or 100 story under the sunstorm, and then the Middle East country is hot. You are working also 50 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Celsius. And then I experienced Ramadan. You cannot eat food while because to respect the Muslim brothers. Yeah, it's really hard to work in Saudi Arabia. It's similar also in Qatar, but in Qatar is a little bit different, because in Qatar they will allow you to eat, but don't show it to the Muslim brothers. Yeah, and then here in New Zealand, in Qatar, the building that I worked before is just in stadium, a little bit easy because we just rounded up that building. Same, just 5 floor, 6 floor, and then big stadium. That's easy for me because I worked before in the difficult building. And then when I came to New Zealand, I was amazed because all of the building has Polaris system. They had anchor point every drop. you don't have a problem. They had a standard for rope access, especially in working at height. Is very risk, you know. Yeah, it is what it is. And the weather was calm, beautiful. Beautiful than the Middle East because yeah, feel cold. I like cold country. Yeah, the tallest building I worked before in Saudi Arabia. That building name is Burj Khalifa. That building is 80 story, but the ceiling height is different. That's why they computed 100 story or more. You know, Saudi Arabia always in sandstone. That's why we always do cleaning. And then yeah, it's maybe your one bucket it's not enough for that drop. Just 10 floor you need to throw your water and make to refill this by hose from the top. And then yeah, we can finish that 80 floor or 100. I remember 4 to 6 hours straight without break. Yeah, it's dangerous happened to me when I was working as a rope access technician. Is when I was drilling, installing a GFRC. That GFRC is too heavy. That design is inclined. I was hanging like this, and I have two tools to my hand. One is attaches, it is a drill one, and then the screw is not attaches. And then I was found out my ID device not locked, and then I was shocked. I was say, oh shit. Then I threw the drill and then lock my ID, and then I go down because I need to refresh myself. I need to think. Maybe I was too tired, too hard work that time. And then yeah, I go down and explain to my colleague, hey bro, please check your gear. I was found out by myself that my one is not locked, and then I was scared. Yeah, and then the second one is we are installing the glass, also inclined like this. I was hooked in the anchor. I was hooked to make it stable myself, but that anchor was break, and then my ID was bumped into my face, and then I was bloody. But that window we cannot leave like hanging because it's too dangerous. Almost installed that time. We continue to do that job. My colleague asked me, hey, I try, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, just continue the install. I went, and then I will get rest. Yeah, that's it. Well, the other people, they think that pro practice is unsafe or risk. Yeah, it's risk. We know that risk. But if you know the proper training, you will say to yourself that this is more safe than the other job, you know. We had actually 2 ropes in a line, which is a backup and one is main line. Even the one line was cut or break, that there's a one line to catch you. Yeah. And then we had toolbox every day that we need to follow, like how do you perform today, how's the weather, how's the gears condition, how is the guy's condition, sick or whatever. We doing like that before we jump on the rope. That's why I would say this job is safe than you thinking. Before you go to work, you need to be prepared like mentally or physically. Especially for me, especially mentally, because we had a problem to our home, we had a problem to our job. Don't bring all those problems from home to work. That's my motto. Especially I am a father, I have responsibility need to do, being a father of my son. Yeah, when I was in my site, I always focus to my site, my colleague, my safety, because if you did not focus to yourself, I guarantee you have a mistake on the road, especially drop something or anchor failure or an attached equipment, whatever. That's why you need to prepare, especially mind and physically. For my mentally is like leave the stress topic. Eat a healthy foods like especially fruits. Basically I was doing a little bit workout like push-up, dumbbells, pull-up. Before I start to hang, I will always do a stretching. We see some dirty window and you make that shine. I was really satisfied because I didn't expect that I can make it more shiny than expected. I was, this is beautiful. That's what I call to myself is my profession, because I made my job well, I made my colleagues safe. Oh yes, I was satisfied like that. What's needed to our job is, of course, we are a sailor. Harness, ropes, and then a descending device, and then of course rescue kit. We are working the big building, hotel building. That is 4 a.m. morning. We see inside that two guys was making love with each other, and I was joking to my friend, "Hey bro, come here, what's this? They are making love." They think they lady and boy, and then when they found that was two boys was making love, oh fuck. And then when they see that, they escape the window, and then Rafael, I can see this one, bro. Yeah, that was fun, bro. That really fun, bro. Yes, that was really fun, bro. Yeah, I remember I was rescuing my colleague. Number one is his name is Rafael. Not totally a rope rescue. We are rescuing him because his hand was cramped. Maybe it was we worked that time almost 17 to 18 hours. We decided to rescue him because he cannot move his fingers, because we are working sanding before. Maybe he has his hands overshaking by the machine. That's why, we lift him up, and then to calm his body, before we, because the structure is a little bit tricky. The place is full of hazard. We need to calm himself before drag him to the first aid clinic. And then another one, I don't think this is kind of risky, you know. My colleague was fell asleep, but she's not in the rope. He fell in the catwalk, and then his two knee was has a wound. And then we bring a stretcher and bring to the clinic. My advice to those who want to be a rope access technician, my advice is don't think the money first. The money will come when you have a good experience, good technique. Make yourself stronger, make yourself faster in the job, make yourself skilled before ask more money. I guess don't come here because of just some money. I can say this is my job until my retirement. I know I don't want to change because my body, if I did not hang in 2 or 3 days, my body was looking for it. Maybe my body was not compatible to another job now because my harness, I always find my harness to my body. I don't think that I will change my job until my retirement. It's my fixed job. The rope access community is getting grow and grow, especially all the buildings design is different like before, because rope access has international license now, and then the clients was noticed that rope access is more safety than gondola or any high risk job. And then I think from now or 10 years more, the rope access is gonna be number 1 workout height in the world.
Hi Liam, and my previous bike is scooter.
And how old are you?
5.
5 years old.
What does your father do?
My job is
He's climbing
Climbing. Where does he climb?
in buildings.
Buildings. Have you seen his work?
Yes.
What was he doing? What was he doing in the building?
Climbing.
cleaning the window.
Do you like what your fathers do?
Yeah.
Are you not afraid of your father's work?
Yeah.
You are afraid? Why?
Because I pray the heights.
You're afraid of height. Do you like to be when you grown up?
Just stand up.
Do you want to be a climber like your daddy? No?
How to be a builder.